Hi everyone, I hope you're well. Sorry it's been a bit of a delay me getting back into this. Been a couple of weeks off for various things taking over, but here I am. I've been meaning to make this video for quite a while now, actually. I've just looked into when this first got announced, and apparently it was the 1st of August. So now we're over a month after that. Nothing much has changed since, but the point being that apparently the Australian CFO, or whatever he's called, Jim Chalmers, has been talking about potentially changing the profit tax rate for companies across Australia. And this includes all sizes of companies, from small up to over $1 billion. But I'm talking to most of you business owners today based on, smaller independent businesses under $1 billion. So I just want to take you through where this is at, because it can be a bit complex. And I didn't really understand it myself until I started looking into it. So I did use ChatGPT just to summarize exactly where it's at. So I've just copied some of that, and I'm going to take you through the really top line details, just so you know what to expect. So, I think the summary really for me is that when I first heard this, I was like, wow, great. 25% profit tax for all businesses being reduced to 20%. Well, that's 5% profit back in the business's pocket for us to invest in whatever we need, into staff, into increased salaries, to offset the crazy inflation we've been up against, or whatever it might be, right? However, once you look into these things, unfortunately, it's not necessarily as good as I might have first thought. So you should see a little Word document in the corner of the screen here. I'm just going to run through it. Hopefully you can read it. If you can't, I'll take you through the top line details. So the question that I asked is, there is talk of a new tax rate for businesses in Australia. There's also talk of a 5% tax on cash flow instead. Will businesses under $50 million turnover actually benefit? What ChatGPT said to me is, the proposed corporate tax reforms versus the new 5% net cash flow tax. Great question. So this is where it gets a little bit more complex than we might have thought. So as I mentioned before, the proposition from Mr. Chalmers is to reduce profit tax from 25 to 20%. Great. However, and there's always a but, right? At the same time, a 5% net cash flow tax, NCT, would be applied across the board to all incorporated companies. The tax is calculated as 5% of cash in, cash out, cash in minus cash out. So basically what this means is you save 5% on tax, and then they tax you that 5% on the cash in your business. So what it comes down to, long story short, is if you don't invest that 5% that you're saving into other things, i.e. spend it in the economy, you get taxed on it. Oh, it's great, isn't it? So it's not as good as it might sound. Now, going through this, it says here that businesses that are profitable but make few or no investments, the 5% NCT can outweigh the benefit of the lower income tax. A business might find its tax bill increases if its net cash flow remains highly relative to capital outlays. For the typical company of under 50 million turnover, which is most in Australia, possible neutral to slightly worse depending on cash flow levels. That's your overall net result. Possibly neutral to slightly worse. Thank you, Labour government. It sounds like you're selling us an absolute turkey. Sounds amazing. 5% tax break for all small businesses, all businesses in Australia. Yeah, great. And then the NCT comes in and we all get screwed. Brilliant. So what does it say here? In general, yes, especially if the businesses reinvest and incur capital expenses, because the new system better aligns taxation with actual cash movements and incentivizes reinvestment. However, for businesses with stable operations and minimal new capital expense, the benefit is more nuanced and may be negligible or even negative, depending on cash flow dynamics. There you go, Australia. Just for you, mate. Just for you. So when are we expecting this? We're expecting this to all happen by December, so about 3 months from now. So, look, my summary on all this is don't get too excited. It sounds like Albo and his mates are all trying to just sell us a load of rubbish. It sounds great on paper, 5% tax break. I hadn't heard anything about the NCT until I looked into it. So, one of those things. I think there's lots of reasons for the government to make up lots of bullshit policies, so we say, to try and rope us into voting for them again. Hopefully none of you are fall for that. I never voted for them before, but it is what it is. Thanks, everybody. Good luck with your tax in the future. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.